Hello all you wonderful people, welcome back to my channel, thank you for coming. Today will be my first review of a refurbished bit of tech, and it is the Lenovo Legion Go, the first generation. Now if you like what you see and you want to stay up to date with any more of my videos, please subscribe and ding that notification bell. Cheers! Now I got the Lenovo Legion Go after I had already tried the ROG Ally, the Z1 Extreme one. But I returned the Z1 Extreme because there was a few things I didn't like about it. Smaller screen, battery life was appalling, unfortunately. Obviously, as the well-known fault of the micro SD card slot was driving me absolutely mad. So I researched everything and I looked at the Lenovo Legion Go and I thought it sounded absolutely spot on for me because it has the massive screen, 8.8-inch IPS screen with a Quad HD resolution. And you've got two USB-C ports, one at the top and one at the bottom. And you've got the detachable controllers, which are pretty cool. And it's got its built-in kickstand as well. Now, as regards to the specifications, as I said, it has a AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme 8-core processor with RDNA graphics. Comes with Windows 11 built in. Now, with the Windows 11, yes, not everyone's a fan of Windows for handheld gaming. So, if you don't like Windows, you're best off. If you want, you can still get one of these and put Bazite on it. But for me personally, I don't mind Windows. I was brought up with it. I've learned a lot about it, and I can work my way around it. Because with 16 gigabytes of 75 megahertz LPDDR5 RAM, and the one I had when I got it from CEX, I bought the one with the 2 terabyte SSD built in, but I have upgraded it now to 4 terabytes because, unfortunately for me, 2 terabytes just wasn't enough. And if I'm perfectly honest, 4 terabytes is already full. It comes with a 49.2 kilowatt hour battery, and it has 65 watt fast charging. It's got dual speakers at the top, and it has my headphone jack, micro SD card slot, which I've used. I use a 512 gigabyte micro SD, which I use for emulation, which I will talk about later in the video. So, what are my views on this? Well, to put it shortly, I absolutely adore it. But yes, there are a few things that are a bit problematic. One of which, the battery, unfortunately, still isn't great. So slightly better than the ROG Ally. Now, what I would say in regards to the battery, if you tweak some settings, play some of the games in low graphic settings and a low resolution, you can get a good couple of hours out of it. Also, keep the power outage at balanced, which again will drop your frame rates down. It depends again who you are, if it really bothers you that much. Me personally, not really. I don't really tend to notice it myself. But if I really do want to play some intense games at a good fast pace like Doom Eternal, as some of you might have been able to work out from behind me, I am a big Doom fan. So if I play things like Doom, I do put it in performance mode. Now, that does drain the battery down in just over an hour, which isn't great, but what I have is I use a power bank, as you can see here. It is a big beast. I will be doing a separate video on this. It is the PowerAd Pro 50,000 milliamp hour battery with 65 watt charging. And with this, I'm able to get almost 4 hours with this alone. So again, I'll be doing another review of that in another video. Now, regards to the gaming capabilities of the Legion Go, is I have thrown many different games at it. Gears of War, Ultimate Edition, Spider-Man, Doom Eternal, as I've said, and every single Call of Duty. And it plays pretty much all of them flawlessly. You do have to fiddle and make quite a few adjustments in some settings if you want to be able to play them smoothly. The other thing that's a bit of a nuisance I found is, for some reason, some of the games don't like it when you put the VRAM in auto. It will just try and load up and crash straight away. So you then have to turn the machine off, go into the BIOS, and change it to 6 gigabytes of VRAM. Now, that is another downside I wish Lenovo would change, because on the ROG Ally, if you do want to change the VRAM settings, it's all there ready on the Armoury Crate software that they use. They don't do it on this. On here, they have the Legion Space, which I do not use because it's not for me, unfortunately. So I've either used Steam with big picture mode, or I just use it as it is because it's absolutely fine for me. Now, I'll come back to the emulation part. When it comes to emulation, this thing is an absolute beast for it. I use the EMU Deck software with Emulation Station Desktop Edition slapped on top. And I've got so many games on here I'm able to enjoy, from PS3, Switch. It does even play PS4 games, but it does struggle a little bit because when you play games like the PS3 or PS4, it is constantly loading the caches, and which can make the game a little bit unplayable at times. But as I say, so yeah, on here I've got PS3 and a big collection of games which are all mine, I legally own, let's point out, and it runs them absolutely beautifully. You've got, what have we got on here? Some of the Transformers games, a couple of Call of Duties. I've even got the Deadpool game, which runs flawlessly on it. And another one I've started playing on here is Godzilla, and that is actually quite good fun. And again, it runs it beautifully. Again, PlayStation 2 games as well. Lots, and like I say, once again, it runs everything absolutely beautifully. I cannot fault it for its capabilities. Now, as I say, it has the detachable controllers as well, which you can use if you want to use it as with its kickstand. On like any sort of place, even if you're on a train or maybe a bus or an airplane or something like that, you can just put it on a little table in front of you and have the controllers. You can buy adapters for the controllers to have it as, I say, like a PlayStation or an Xbox controller, which I have got. I just haven't got it out at the moment, and they're cheap enough to buy as well. Lenovo do an official one, which has a built-in battery and charges the controllers as well. Sorry for that, that's my budgie being a bit noisy behind me. Now, Lenovo have recently brought out the Go S version of this, which I've not used yet, but when I've looked at the specs, for me personally, I don't quite see the point of it, because it's got the Z2 Go processor, which actually is a little bit less powerful than the Z1 Extreme of that. So yeah, it's not for me. The one that I think would be really interesting is the SteamOS version, because to me personally, I'm not a fan of the Steam Deck. I've looked at it, don't like the way it's laid out, and it's not anywhere near as powerful as one of those. So when that one is released shortly, I will be very interested to have a go of that. Now, when I got this, it was a grade A refurbished from CEX here in the UK. And it came with everything. It came with the box, it came with the 65-watt Lenovo official charger. It also came with the hard shell case, which I use quite a lot, very handy. And like I say, it had a 2 terabyte, which I upgraded to 4 terabyte. I will be doing another video of how to upgrade the internal SSD to a bigger storage. I also put a heatsink on it. So again, I will be doing another video of that at some point in the near future. Now, I do use this also as a full desktop computer. I connect it to my monitor behind me via a USB-C hub. which I got off Amazon. And now I did go through quite a few of these because some of them were a bit rubbish. And they would, lose picture or lose connection constantly. And eventually, after going through about 7 or 8 different ones, which I kept returning to Amazon, I came across this one for, I can't remember what I think it was about £40, and it has everything I needed on it. It had a display port, which is the connection I use for it, and so on. Now, when I use it in desktop mode, I use it for anything I need to do work, installing any emulation software. I could also use it for meetings and stuff like that I do through the webcam. And it runs absolutely beautifully. I absolutely love it as a desktop computer. I have done and built gaming PCs, and I've had the problem is it was very addictive, so to upgrading. So unfortunately, in the end, I made a decision, sold it, so I didn't do it anymore. My partner very kindly and her mum got me that for Christmas, and I absolutely adore it. As I say, I'm on it all the time, use it every single day. I do also, obviously, as you can see behind me, I have my PS5 as well, which I use as well. So, in a nutshell, the Lenovo Legion Go to me, is the one out of all the current handhelds of that sort of price that I prefer. The ROG Ally X, yes, absolutely is a powerhouse of a machine, but the price is a little bit too much for what I would be able to get. And again, the 7-inch screen on it is just too small for me. The new MSI Claw 8 AI Plus, however, I really like the look of, like the sound of it, like the specifications. And everything I've seen so far is very positive. As always with brand new stuff, there is always a few niggles which get sorted out eventually with software updates. And MSI unfortunately didn't have a great start with last generation MSI Claw, but this time they've seemed to have hopefully solved it. Now, if you've enjoyed this review, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I do try my best with them because this is all very new to me, as I say, and as I said in my previous video, I do struggle sometimes. Now, if you want me to do any more reviews on specific items, please let me know. I will try my best to get hold of whatever I can. Unfortunately, I am financially not in a position to go and buy much in the way of tech. So if anyone will be kind enough to help support if they want to, I'm not asking or begging or anything like that. And maybe if any suppliers, manufacturers would like me to do reviews on any bit of kit, get in contact with me. I'm more than happy to review anything. I will have an open mind to everything I can. So I hope you've enjoyed this review, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.